Hello, glove people and random YouTube surfers. So, in order for you to get the full experience of this video, I'm going to ask that you close your eyes for a second and imagine what you think a hardly used glove looks like. So, if someone said they had a hardly used glove, what do you think it would look like? Now, open your eyes, take a look at this glove. Probably not what you're thinking of when you're thinking of hardly used glove, but this is what I got as part of a trade today for my 1787. And before I go into detail on this, I'm not going to name who it was. We've already resolved this issue. We're canceling the trade, and I'm sending this glove back to him, and he is paying for return shipping. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that a few weeks ago, about 1 or 2 weeks ago, I posted a couple of gloves up for sale because I'm trying to fund a custom. So naturally, these gloves were listed as for sale only. But this guy messaged me and he asked if I would trade, which is, that's fine. You can message me. And I said, I'm really just looking to sell right now, but if you send me an offer, I'll consider it. So he sent me back these two pictures of that glove right there. And he said, hardly any use. What do you think of a trade for this glove and some cash for your 1787? And so in these pictures, the palm looks a little bit dusty and it looks like it has an oil stain, but overall, like not that bad, and is obviously staying a lot more open in this picture. And the back of the glove, since this is a gunmetal leather color, it's shiny and it reflects the light. I couldn't tell if the binding was dry or just reflecting light, which you can't see that anyway. So I asked him to send me some more pictures of the binding and the lining, which is what I always ask for anyway, as well as a close-up of the fingertips and a video squeezing the glove. So this is what he sent me for the binding and lining, which is not really what I wanted. So I was about to ask him to send some more pictures when he sent this video, which I thought I could see the binding pretty clearly on. You can also take a look at how he's squeezing the glove. But yeah, I could see the binding in this video and it looked fine. It looked like it was just this part of the binding right here that was either a little dry or a little scratched, and I assumed maybe the glove had a little accident or something. I just got scraped in that one part since everything else looked fine in the video. And he asked for the same pictures from my glove, which I sent. They look like they do in my video. Still do. And he sent this glove on, what was it? The 7th, and I got it today on the 13th. So it took almost a week for me to get this glove. It was shipped in a normal size glove box. I opened it up and I saw those little like plastic air bubble things. I was like, oh, that's weird. And I pulled them away and I saw this little thing on the bottom at the bottom of the box, which is, I didn't really know what to say. This is completely not what I expected. I always expect a glove to be in a little worse condition than it looks in the pictures, but this is just ridiculous. So I was kind of panicking a little bit, and I messaged just about a whole essay to the glove bros. So shout out to them. I think it was probably Matt that replied to me, but he was really helpful. He read everything and gave me a few suggestions. So I messaged back this guy, and I said, not being confrontational or rude or anything, I was trying to give him a chance to apologize and offer whatever he wanted to try and make it right. I said, so I'm not sure if you were avoiding the state of the glove or your packing was really bad, probably both, but this glove isn't really in the shape that I thought it was in when I agreed to the trade. And I definitely wouldn't call this hardly used. So he replied, simple solution, send it back along with my money. Hardly used is the truth. but yes, it is used. Gloves are meant to be used right. Okay, so there is a difference between using your glove and not knowing how to take care of your glove. And this is not knowing how to take care of your glove. This glove is not only pancaked, but like the palm, I think it's softer than the shirt I'm wearing right now. And even the heel padding, it's just like the whole thing's just really floppy. So even if I relace this, it'd just be a whole like soft, soggy mess in the middle. So I messaged him back and I said, I'm sorry, but hardly used describes my 1787 and not this glove. This glove is, I'd probably call this well used. I said, the wrong written description I can live with, but the photos and the video were downright misrepresentation. I'll show you the video one more time just for fun. And I gave him a choice of either paying for return shipping or carrying through the trade and paying for all the relays and everything. And so this guy, I'm just going to diverge for a quick second. This guy's profile, still without naming him, says that he is a disciple, a dad, a teacher, and a coach. So I was kind of expecting him to own up to his mistakes a little more or try to make it right. But what I got back was him trying to refuse, not to make it right. He said that I was trying to short him, which wasn't fair. But I replied, I said, I don't feel misrepresented. I was misrepresented. And what isn't fair is me having to lose money shipping the glove back to him because he didn't describe it correctly. And so he replied back, and he started getting a little immature at this point. He said, whatever, dude, send it. So keep in mind, this is a dad. He has a wife. His kid's looks like he's about 5. And I was talking to one of my Instagram friends about this, and he commented on my photo of the 1787, tagging this guy in the trade, and said, this is what hardly used looks like. I was like, that's okay. I was going to delete it eventually. But the guy that I traded with saw it, and he said, you trying to get your little cyber homies to confront me about this? So, yeah, the whole thing was just really ridiculous, and this guy, who is probably at least a good 10 years older than me, was just acting pretty immature about it. And like, I still don't know if he was purposely trying to hide the condition of his glove. Obviously he was doing it to some point, but like, I just don't know how how much he was trying to misrepresent it. So in all the pictures and videos that this guy sent me, looking back at it now, I can see that he's using a really strong bright light. I'll try to get this to focus. But it's just making all the leather, the palm and the shell, look like it's reflecting light, and makes it look a lot newer than it is compared to what it actually is, which is just a really dry, really wrinkled, and really dull look. What in the pictures that he sent me looked like just an oil stain is just fading throughout the whole palm of the glove, and a lot of wearing right here. And I mean, just look at this palm. So, just the moral of this whole thing, if you're on Instagram, if you're a young person or even an older person like this guy was, don't misrepresent your glove. It's not worth it. Just be a good person and just describe your glove right. And if you make a mistake describing your glove, or someone doesn't think it's what you described it, just own up to your mistakes and try to make it right. And even if that's not in your morals to do something like that, you owe it to yourself to protect your future. Because a lot of people, if this happens to them, they go on Instagram and they said, don't do a deal with this guy. And you basically lose your chance of staying in the glove community. So just describe your gloves right. I mean, if he described this correctly, I might have still gone through with the trade. I might have asked for a little more cash, but I might have still done the trade. But now that I've gotten this, and this is completely not what I was expecting at all, I mean, there's just no way. So just be honest about your gloves. Own up to your mistakes. Be a good person. Don't be an Instagram douche. Yeah, that's just about all I have to say. One more view.